All right, we should be good to go. That was really weird. Make sure everyone's good to go here. I think I'm good on this end. We are. All right. All right, cool. Anyway, that was really weird. I was like, I have no idea. It just cut me off blank. I was like, what happened there? Anyone? Anyway, so back up and live. But that's what I've noticed recently too. So sorry, like Melissa brought it up earlier. I hate it at my house. Oh my god, the spy! I haven't even recently looked at the spy the last couple of minutes while that happened. Dumping. But I've noticed that recently, and I hate it. My internet has gotten worse since they started building houses all behind my house. I have no idea if it has anything to do with it all. It's the only correlation I have seen. But when I first moved in here, I never had that issue going live, and my computer setup was shinani. It was a Mac, and then I had my other Dell or whatever it was like an all-in-one. It was not what I have now. So I know what I have now is just way better. My internet speed's even been up to the max it can possibly get, which they keep upping it slowly up without time, through time. They're all the neighborhoods that are being built, they're kind of slowly getting better internet where I live. So I hate that. So that's why, and that's happened a few times when I've gone, like when I've been going live or before I went live, they'll just cut the internet out completely. And like my wife will be doing work and like, what the hell happened? And so I just go reset pretty much unplug everything and plug it back in, give it a few minutes, and it comes back. Anywho, we're back though. Thank you. Swing! Let's see. What is the price target we go lower if we hit the SPY? Honestly, the SPY is hitting 395 at this point. I'm going to go back to the SPY on my bigger chart real quickly that anyone is interested. Let's get into this real quickly. Zoom in a little bit more these lines are. Yeah, I bet it's going to get down to the 395 mark. We have all these little small areas that I was just trying to see where these lines were. But I would say somewhere, God, we've traded this so much. This is nuts how much we've traded the SPY. Or look, I've looked at the SPY with these lines. It's hard to tell now with all that. I'm actually just going to go big here. I'm going big, guys. I'm going with the big guy. I got to get out of that junk. Too many lines. 395's done. We're hitting 390. There's 395. Oh yeah, my 393. This is hitting 393. This is hitting 393. SPY to 393 is my projection now for day. Probably somewhere, if it cracks 395, and I will say that if it cracks 395, it'll have end of day somewhere around that 393 mark. I'll go let the other check know. Let's see, finishing. Well, if I can type. Finishing. Mark if you're still around. Anyone else? Finishing up commentary in my lobby. If SPY cracks 395, we'll see 393. Boom. I'll let them know over my lobby I'm still going live. That little shut off sometimes will like, oh, yes, AK's done for the day. All right. Questions though? Any last questions, comments you guys have? I do. Slugger, are you still around? Is Slugger still around? Anyone? Slugger, because I was going to go over real quickly if you were around, because I know we talked about this earlier. Creating the stop loss, creating the targets and sticking to those, and just kind of showing you how I'm creating my stop losses. Cool. I'll go over that real quickly too, like live, just so you can see that I have the lessons pulled up. I pulled those up earlier. Hi everyone. I went to vote in the poll literally as soon as I clicked yes, everything disappeared. Ha ha ha. That's so funny. Well, you voted. Okay, you did vote, so you're good to go. And awesome, I appreciate that. I'm up to 96% to say no. I've got a lot of you guys, 23 plus all of you guys. So Matty Boy, Wilson, Renard, T-Farm, TiVo, John Varela, The 100 Air, Sid, Swing, Ali, Roberto, Chicago Sid Kid, Geek Bomb, Corey, Vegeta, D. Sarley, Beauty, Kevin, Mountain Archer, That Person, AR Trades, Lake Trader, Chef Boy, Love Chip, Fish, Scotty, HE Trader, Hedger, Madre, Bill, Bick, he's a lighter man, Swell Granny, R-Dub, Stay Down Simon, The Other Scott, Slugger, Thomas, Ray, Leo, Paula, Marky, CM, Prince, Melissa, Alex, and 24 others. I love you guys. All right, so cool. Q. Yeah, these Qs are just probably dumping. They said we're dumping where? Well, this one's popping. SQQQ is going rocking right here. I mean, geez. If you like to go long when the SPY is dumping and you just like to go long, trade the SQQQ. Whew, that boy in demand. Slugger. Well, hey, I need to go live more in the morning. That's really when I get my trades in and people want to trade live with me. And apps, wow, with the SPY, I guess really with it, and I'm sure you guys are just loving Soxel, Noxel, Croxel, Foxels. You guys are just loving life right now. I wasn't seeing the SPY going on a freaking rippy roar on the way down, but you guys are loving this. All right, let's get into this, though, real quickly, because I do want to get into this for my boy Slugger. Anyone else interested? And that is going to be creating and sticking to your stop loss, creating and sticking to your target. So, the first thing I'm always doing, team, every single time to create my stop loss, I'm going to my target first. So, again, hypothetical trades here. Hypothetical. We want to go in for a VWAP bounce. Let's just say, hypothetically, we get in here, the VWAP bounce, a 150 area. We like the VWAP. We want to go in for a bounce. Okay, cool. Well, the first thing I'm doing is I'm going up to I'm finding targets along the way always, right? And so for you guys, I'd say the same thing. Really, target number one would probably be these upper shadows. And I probably would trim a little there just to kind of let you know. That's why I put an arrow there. I didn't put price target number one there, but that would probably trim a little there just to take some profit off the table. Now, the real price target number one comes in at new high of day and going to back to past short history. I'm not going to pull that up for you, and then this lesson then becomes super long. But just for granted, AK did his studies and said, hey, past short history has us at 180 and then 2. So let's just say overall, you want an overall, say just the first target, 30-cent stop loss. Or I should say 30-cent target. You have a 30-cent target overall from 150 to 180, and then you may have one at 2. Your overall target, which would be 2, then needs to be create your stop loss. And so I'm going to come over here and go, okay, if I want 50 cents up, I don't want anything less than 25 cents on the way down. And so I do my math and go 1.5, that's the VWAP, right? Between 1.4 and 1.6, that's right about 1.5. I'll go down about 20 cents or so, 25, right? Do the math, half of 50 is 25, and go, where on the charting needs to hold up as support at that 25 cent area? Now, it doesn't have to be right at 25 cents. Could be 23, could be 22, could be 20, could be 19, could be 27, right? We're going to find support in that charting that says, hey, yeah, you need to stick to this, homeboy, homegirl, they, whatever you go by. They are, home are, whatever you go by. You got to stick to this stop loss right here. You're dumping even more, 100%, right? Home peeps, right? Exactly, right? You're going to dump more. It's just going to happen. So 50 cents overall up, you don't want more than anything than 30 cents down. Let's go to the next one, right? Let's go to the next one. Okay, so this is where I finally got on the trade. You're getting a little more over the top. You don't know exactly what your overall targets could be because you're starting to overextend. So you got to, again, go back to past short history, but at least one of them. So the first one would be entry. Where is my entry going to be at? Well, my entry is going to be off of this support shelf that's being built in here at 190. This nice little small shelf really overall. That's your entry area, 190 or so. So what's your target? Well, to me, I'm always going up to what that high of day just was, and I've got a 100%. You've got to 100% take that into consideration. Saying, hey, I'm going to trim a little bit right there. It just is beneficial in my opinion. What's your overall price target? Now, again, let's say we go to past chart history and we find 230 is okay. You know what? I don't see this at this point this high up. If 230 is by far as high as I see, that's your stop loss, or I should say your target. Your target that you've determined, 230. Well, then you're gonna do the same thing. So say if it's about 40 cents or so full of range that you have for your target, you're not gonna go down more than 20 cents or so essentially overall to get your stop loss. So 190ish, 185 is your entry. Go down 20 cents or so and go, oh yeah, this old chart history at 165, 170. That's got to be my stop loss. Is this kind of starting to make sense now? Here's where I finally took this trade. I got in here at this old resistance, right? Equals new support. Got in here at 210. Where's my stop, or I should say, where's my target? I always go stop loss. Where's my target at? I always want to determine that. I already had it. I'm always saying this ahead of time. I'm always trying to determine this a little bit ahead of time as much as I can. Like for you guys, saying, hey, if you're taking this short, if it cracks here, here's where we're going down to. So you're doing the same thing here. So when we're popping up, and I'm going, oh, please pop up a little bit more so I can get an old, high of day rejection, comes back down and bounces off of old resistance equals new support. So as it's moving up, I'm already thinking, because I was pissed. I remember this. I missed this trade as it squeezed up to new high, and I'm like, son of a gun! Because I almost took this bounce play, because it was old, you know, this was kind of bouncing, and this was becoming a real good bounce area, but I didn't take it, and I was pissed, and so I'm okay. And I didn't revenge trade, and this is when I knew it was starting to click a little bit. Well, I say starting a little bit more so. This is in 2020, really knowing that I had it, and I can start trusting myself a little bit more so. But I just attack it, knowing that I don't have to get freaked out or just jump in the trade, revenge trade, right, so to speak. I calm down, hone in on what I want to do, and go, okay, cool, relax. Where's the next best entry? It's old resistance equals new support, and then I got in at 210. So I just kind of explaining to you sometimes too, hey, you're gonna miss trades that maybe you saw go right on by without you. Recollect your thoughts. Completely try to relax as much as you can. Understand that there are way more trades to be had. Multiple, probably down the line, even possibly. You're not missing out on every single trade. You just missed out on that one. So quit freaking out. Got in at 210. Where's my first stop loss, or first target, I should say. First target, high of day, somewhere around 225. Really, it was about 230-ish. That was a high of day. It was like 234, 235. I forgot what the high of day was right here at that little upper shadow. So that was my first honest area to scale out. Was around the 235 area. But after that, again, went back to past chart history. I found 2.4. I found 2.6. So again, then I did my overall, you know, kind of thinking going, and I didn't have 2.6 in sight. I saw that, but I was like, no, it's going to be, and it was 2.4 for me. And so I had 2.4 as my price target number one, and I stuck with 2.4 going, I'm only expecting about 30 cents of profit here. So what do? I go right on over. You okay, my mind? I go right on, do the same thing. So if I went 30 cents up, I'm going to go about 15 cents down for my entry price and go, where's that area? And usually, again, charting is going to go, oh yeah, not only is that it would be a good 2-to-1 ratio to stick to, you want to stick to your 2-to-1 ratio, right? Do your math. So you want a 30 cent profit, stick to, you know, cut that in half and it's 15 cents. So I'll go 210, down 15 cents. Now 15 cents would have been about 195, right? I mean, yeah, about 195. I extended it just a little bit for a play like this, and I will sometimes, right? It's not always going to be 15 cents on the dot because I'm not going to cut myself out, and I also don't put hard stops in because a lot of the time what would happen, say it does come down, clips, and I mean just clips right off of your stop loss. You get filled out, right? You get stopped out essentially, and then boom, it pops right back up. Because in my opinion, a stop loss, in my opinion, the way I see it, I want it to be, if I'm going long, a support area below that I can actually trust for a bounce back up. That's why, to me, it is a stop loss, because if it does not, I'm getting stopped out. There's a reason why I'm stopping myself out. I know it's stop loss reason you're stopping yourself out, but also I'm not going to be that trader that says, well, I'm in at 260 and my stop loss is, well, 240, and you're just, okay, it hits 240 and you're out. That's not going to be, to me, and that's, some traders do that. I'm not going to stick to that plan. I'm not going to say, well, I'll give myself a 20 or 30 cent stop loss and so be it. If you come up with one set strategy with it, I'm sure there's set strategies of saying my stop loss is always going to be this. Every day, every ticker, every play is going to have a different stop loss every time. This trade, these trades could be 10 cents, 17 cents, 15 cents, 18 cents, 23 cents. Always going to be a little bit different. Why? Always based on what not only your target is, then doing a little bit of math and finding out what the charting is trying to tell you, saying, hey, if this area cracks, your bounce play cracks, this is another great bounce opportunity that should hold. If it does not, yes, you now truly need to get out. And again, I then manually get myself out. I'm not going, oh, well, put it in. If it gets hit, it gets hit. Because again, I'll get wicked out and I'll get pissed because it'll bounce off this area and come up. And then I could add a green trade. So does that help out a little bit there overall? Anyone else, Slugger especially, does that help you out a little bit, Slugger, of how kind of what I'm doing day in, day out for a stop loss and the way I'm trying to maintain them and what I'm looking for? First, the entry, finding and justifying what my target is, doing some basic math and dividing that target overall target range by 2. So if it's a 40 cent range, dividing it by 2, saying, okay, 20 cents is my stop loss. Then going down in and charting and finding, I was trying to find some shorts for you. I don't know if I have any on here. I know I've got to. Yeah. So same thing right here on the short, right? So, I get in trend line crack, close an open candle to say I'm in right here at 410. My stop loss, I'm just going up and to the left. So up, down trend line, 425's high of day. I'm not letting it get over that. If I let it get over that resistance area that should be resistance and fail back down, it's going to crack or pop and go through and go up more. Do I want to be part of that? N to the O and a lot of O's. No. Awesome. Cool. That makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense for everyone else as well. That's literally what I'm doing on a day in, day out basis. Sometimes the dogs start licking a little bit. Yeah, I don't know if you ever had, smelled multiple dog breaths at once, but kind of smells a little pooey. So every once in a while I'll look around thinking that maybe a dog may have done a little something in here, and that's just them when I'm licking. All right. Cool. I'm glad we got those in. All right. Questions, comments, concerns, anything else you guys have, let me know. I appreciate you guys coming over. Slugger. Melissa, let's see. Let's see, Josh. When you think we'll get up to around 420 on SPY? I mean, logistically and kind of smart-assingly saying whenever we break the downtrend in the 200-day moving average, which is around that 406, 407 mark or so. So I'll say that, when we break that, baby girl. But yes, of course, that's when we'll see it. Like time frame wise, when do I think it'll be? I honestly didn't think it would be till next year, and still kind of think it won't be till obviously next year. I think we see another bounce off the downtrend right here. We're getting close enough to it. Fell at the downtrend line, the 200-day moving average, like we've done multiple times this year, and then just fade back on down. It's just hard for me with this charting to say how far we fall, because we are over in a bullish kind of a U-shaped setup where we're seeing the same thing down as we're seeing the same thing up back, that we saw down. So this looks like a move back up. One part of me, and I'll say this, Melissa says we'll see it by spring, maybe earlier. But then another part says we'll reject and move back down, and we won't see it till this time next year, almost into Christmas of next year, I say, in my opinion. We're so close right now to breaking and pushing back through that area and seeing that 415, 410, 420 area. And I'm telling you, traders just like long, as much as, we'll love getting in long term and we'll be in these, the traders want it. They just want this over with, right? They want to see the grass is greener on the other side. It's clearly now the rain is gone type situation. That's what they want. Everyone wants that. No one really likes to see down negative stocks failing. They want to see movement up. So there's that part of me and that devil's advocate, but that's always on both sides. I'm like devil's and angel's advocate over here. That's like the angel's advocate, or however you want to look at it. But saying, we may have seen the bottom. We may start moving back up, and maybe we see pullbacks, but at that point, as much as we moved up, it will just be the bottoms we've created, and that is the bottom. So that's as of now. If we were like 370 now or below 380, as of now, I'd be, of course, would be saying, I don't know, it's going to be a while till we see 420. That move we've made back up, good, ratings and data, maybe we see it sooner than a lot of people anticipated. I've seen crazier. I've seen GameStop go banana berserk. Melissa, don't say that. SADX, careful. Wait, what about SADX? Oh, SADX. SADX. Still moving. I need to put this one on watch. Apps. We got the little bit of a short out of that. I'll put SADX on watch. Let's see. There you go, Melissa. Check out the video we'll do. Sean said this morning he thinks we'll reach 435 soon too. Huh. So then that means... So does Sean also mean then we won't see it? So Sean, on his prediction on the SPY and how low we get, is now he's off on that. And so now Sean's not saying we're going to see the SPY like a lower low on the SPY. Is he teetered back away from that again to where he's now saying we have seen the low? Website, Instagram, YouTube team as well. Need any actually help? No, he actually said we would have pullback yesterday, and today he was like, I told you guys. Yes, he thinks we've seen lows. Huh. Yeah, see, I love it, but he's been back and forth on that. He's been back and forth on that all year, 100%. So I would say I wouldn't give it one way or the other as of right now, still for sure. Because I remember it was back in like May or June or so. He was in a long-term play. I think he was in SPY, and he was starting to do his long-term. Listen. I think a lot of us have done that this year. Is my point. Is it the bottom? Is it not? That's why I've already got on my long-term play in Amazon. I've already been prepared for this, getting in on Amazon since May and June. Then again in the last last couple of weeks or so. That I advise everyone to do that. If you want, my point being, if you want a long-term play. I'm not a SPY long-term. SPY. I'm in it for Amazon. And I know that of course Amazon's going to go down more for him, especially if SPY sees new lows. But that's why I'm already getting in. Because it's hard for me to tell. I have it's. Again, because some of me says we have seen. I've said that all along. Some of me says maybe we've seen new lows, and because I know how human nature is, and some of me says maybe we haven't, because of what's still to come possibly, because I don't know the future overall and what reports are still going to come out, Main thing I know is after 2020 and then into 2021 and GameStop and AMC, rollback out the window sometimes. You just honestly don't know. And you're just like, you got to be completely kidding me right now. Let's see here. Let's see. Ascension question. Options question. You and Deck just trade option contracts, right? No one here actually executes the actual options on actual stock. No one here actually executes the actual options. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Ascension, yes, exactly. 100%. I think that's the case. Peggy dropping hard. Did I miss Peggy dropping even harder here? Peggy finally cracked that area. Peggy Sue. And what did I see? I said, you said what we said, what you said, what we'd see. That $3 area. Maybe next would be 290. So, or that 290ish or so would be next. And I think that would be all that's left on Peggy for the day, probably, I would imagine. Slugger, well, if World War III happens, and Slugger, if World War III happens, my gosh, yeah, we will definitely see the super lows. Truth is, I don't care about SPY, just penny stocks. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was going to say. It seems like, Melissa, anyway, you care about more so than penny stocks and small cap plays. But yeah, I would say just overall, I promise you, that's why, and I've even said that, because there have been some of the predictions, like even back when we first started talking about this back in May and June, and Deck was getting in already, whatever. I forgot what someone was saying back then, and I forgot who it was. And I'm like, people laugh. I'm like, who is this guy? I'm like, maybe if he's predicted, like, who is this person that's predicted this? I don't even know. I've never heard of this person in my life. Some people I have heard of, but I forgot who this person was, and it was on whatever article, and I'm like, what is this guy? The new Nostradamus? How many stock market predictions has he predicted? Then I will trust him, So it's like, my point being with any of it, take it with a grain of salt, because honestly, any of us don't 100% truly know. That's why I was sarcastically and really, and of course, like I said, kind of smart-assly saying, yeah, when it gets over over the 200-day moving average, and when it gets over the downtrend. And we really will. That's when we'll see 420. And I've said that all year. Back to the SPY, if it gets over that mark, the 200-day moving average in the SPY, or the 200-day moving average in the downtrend, I just don't see at that point. There's just no, and even though now I know it's not a lot lower than when it was when I've been talking about this for months, right? Even now that it's now down to say 407, 408, whatever it is, I just don't. If we get over that and do push, say close to 420 or the 14s, we can, because I have seen it happen. I've seen this, as you can tell. We go from September the 12th to September the 30th. That's just like 2.5 weeks. We go from 411 down to. We can do it. But do we do it again? It's like we're only going to do, and I've said this, and I've shown, like, any kind of condition, we're only going to do so many things so many times, bounce off the downtrend so many lines until you fail and completely push, right? Or bounce off the downtrend line so many times until you push through and break through. You're going to finally get your movement, is my point. It's going to decide its factor. You're not going to keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over, and keep, my point being, bouncing into the downtrend line and failing back $20, $40, $50, $60, as we have been doing every time we hit the downtrend. And that's the thing, and do we do it this time? I can't be the Nostradamus with a crystal ball. I'm not that person to say, hey, yep, we're going to hit the 200-day moving average in the downtrend and fail. We could finally break through, and if we do, we're rocketeering through that area and going to be into the 14s before you know it. And then I will say that will be kind of my AK stamp of approval. At least I will stick to it. If we get over that and we're seeing the 14s and 420, then I think we have seen the lows, and I just don't see us pulling back lower than what we've seen. I could see us pulling back to those lows, but not cracking them. That's just kind of me and just kind of foreshadowing this overall inverse head and shoulders I'm seeing too on the daily. You see a shoulder, you see the head. If we kind of push up, break through the downtrend again, do what we did before, I can see a pullback happening, but it's not as severe as the last one or as far down overall price-wise. And we create a shoulder number 2 and then start working our way back up and create that inverse head and shoulders on the daily for the SPY. I'll take a screenshot. I haven't really told anyone that yet, so you can kind of see what I'm seeing. Overall, this shoulder and then the head looks kind of like an inverse head and shoulders is starting to build a little bit here on the daily. So we'll see. We shall see. Ascension, if you had a giant account size, would it be better to execute actual contract or stock? Either one, Ascension, because there's Taylor Trader in chat who never does options. Taylor Trader never does options at all. You know, he's been doing shares for the longest time and has just got used to it. Doesn't feel like doing options, doesn't feel like getting used to that or learning it, and so comfortable doing shares. As I've told you guys 100%, the same thing. Find what works best for you. Get in a comfort zone. Repeat that day in, day out. That, you know, as they always say, find your edge in the stock market. That is your edge. Me shorting trendline and shelf cracks. You coming over here, you know daily probably what I'm going to alert. Fayez, I'm sure I think all you guys are gone for the day, but Fayez, Vegeta, Love Chip, anyone that was over here this morning, you know, that's what they're looking for. They know, as in if I ask those guys daily, you know, that are over here in the morning when I'm opening up my lobby, y'all know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a trend line. I'm looking for a shelf crack. And the longer it's been built up and the more books essentially on that trend line or shelf, the better the crack's going to be. I know Tommy Lee Jones, Melissa. I'm not a big I don't follow a lot of people. I do me. I've always been that way and preached that my whole entire life. I worry about me and my wife and my dogs and my family, and that's about it. I've seen this. I forgot. Well, I wish I could show it to you guys. One of my motivational speakers that I do follow, and I'm only on social media here and there. But it essentially is, you know, the point being, even your best of friends, anyone that you know and you talk to. Point being, most people when you die, like say you have your normal life, you die, they're there. Point being, it was like 6 months afterward, a year afterward. No one cares about you. They ain't thinking about you. They ain't, oh, let me just call his number just to hear his voice. They don't do that shit. Your mama going to. Your grandma going to. If she's still alive, your wife, maybe. She probably moved on, even honestly, if you're dead. You know, 5 years from now. That's how humans are. They just move on for some reason. That's just how we are for the most part. So I don't care about other people. I just do. I mean, I love you guys. But when it comes to putting a lot of effort in, this is where I learn what I want to learn. I'll take little tidbits from other traders and other people, but man, I've learned more from doing me than trying to take in from other traders, because then I'll try to take in from other traders and I start getting confused, and then because I'm the person, again, like I've said, I start something, I want to finish it, then I get wrapped into learning what they're trying to learn. I'm just trying to be and do me. If I can do and be the best of me, that to me is the greatest achievement in life. Just do you and be the best of you can be. But Tommy Lee Jones, yeah, I've heard that boy. He's a pretty good actor. I like him. And Ascension, I don't know termage for sure, Ascension, but I don't know. I mean, I meant to execute the option contract. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm saying. Because if you execute the actual option contract, you have a date for it, and you most of us are not holding it for that whole entire contract, like saying, well, contract says it's good till this day until whatever. No, we find essentially, that's the good thing about options. You can get up, you get your money. You're like, hey, sorry about that contract. I want my money now. And you just kind of rip it up and you take your money from them. Or, you know, it's kind of almost how that is. And that's what traders are doing. They're not really doing what options were meant to be. Honestly, a lot of traders are doing in chat anymore, from the traders that I've learned from that have been doing options for the longest time. Not that they're doing the same thing, but what options were originally meant for, traders when they're doing these like scalpy day trade options, that's not what options were meant for at all, honestly. He works for Fundstrat and is almost always right about the stock market. Awesome. Never heard of the guy. Oh, Tommy Lee Jones. Take that guy any day of the week. Heard my die. Let's see. Heard my name. I'm here. Just Vegeta. We're talking about earlier. Vegeta though. Vegeta. You did make some big bank though on what was our play? Peggy Sue today though, right? Vegeta. I think Love Chip's already gone. And see, that's another. I sell covered calls almost weekly. That's another thing too that I'm pretty sure it's Ashton Nolan's big thing. Ashton Nolan he does covered calls and sells them too, because a lot of people don't know that you can actually. Everyone's mostly, even if it's they're always buying stuff. Even if you're doing puts, you're buying them. That you can actually sell contracts as well. You can sell contracts. There's just a lot going. Again, find what works best for you. I think down the line I'll slowly get into options, and maybe one day I'm like, wow, this was just much easier than I thought, and I just make so much money, so much money so easily now. But for now, I'm gonna stick to the simplicities of the small to mid cap, and then we'll slowly work my way into the SPY, reading the SPY like I have today. It's crazy how many options, like the iron condors and all that crazy shit you can do. That starts messing with my head, and then because I want to learn it. And I'm the type too that when I learn it, I'm like, oh gosh, don't start, Josh. Don't start. Naked calls, and then there's naked calls, right? Let's see. Hiya. Let's see. After Fed meeting, we dropped hard and then started to bounce, and everyone bailed. Then into close, we kept making new lows. Do you think this move is over? I am thinking we flush again. Yeah, I mean, it could be one of those things where, yeah, well, to me, it's key areas. When you think of the SPY, to me, it's always key areas with the SPY. So 395, as you can tell, we're holding 395, and that's why I said if we crack through 395, we'll see 393. Haven't cracked through 395 yet. The SPY is really good to hold essentially key areas. If the SPY cracks 393, this will crack down to 390, and if it cracks 390, then yes, I think this run and rally's over, and we're going to see a pullback down to 380 and who knows what. But that 390 is the key for me. 100% hiya, because that's what I almost want to say when I see that hiya 22. Is 390. If it cracks 390, the 389, 390 area, that means the run is over, at least this rally that we've had recently. Yes, that was my question, to really execute option. Exactly. 100% ascension. You're right. All this, exactly. No one's really doing that for the most part in chat. Let's see, I did 400. There you go. Vegeta did 400 on Peggy Sue. Yeah, long-term options makes a lot of sense. You are doing options for your long-term or actual shares. Shares. Slugger, the only thing you could do leap. I think it's called leap options. Another set of options that I don't really know much about. Not going to get into it. I know all I have to do is buy Amazon and hold it for forever, and I'll make money. So that's what I'm doing. Just keeping it simple. And I have two different average prices on Amazon so far. One's at 96-ish or so, and the other one's at 89. And I'm shares, holding it for as long as I live. That's going to be my retirement fund, essentially. Not really, but it could be, maybe, possibly. I thought I'm going to leave soon, too. I'm so tired and have so much work to do. All right, Melissa. I'll have to look into your Tommy Lee, though. Tom Lee. It's keeping it basic. Tom Lee! Melissa, have a great rest of your day. I have to look into the Tomstas. Hold on, Okobo. I see you. I know. Oh, big moose. Or little moose, I should say. Let's see. I'm just looking for the super cheap lotto. Puts a couple $100. Could pay big. Lose a couple hundred. No big deal. Like it, hiya. Like it. These people be scared. Like it. Hey, scared money don't make money. Scared money don't make money. That's for damn sure. I such like the way it explains stuff. Seems other people leave out details, so I'm a little confused on option strategies. But it seems if you actually got into all this, your explanation would be the best. Yeah, Ascension, I appreciate it, boss. Yeah, I'm just very in-depth to wanting to explain things to people. And that's the thing, too, because you're going to catch different, it really goes back to, and that is the schooling that I have taken away from this, going back to just remembering what people are like in communication. I was a communication minor. I'm a broadcast journalism major. We're all going to listen and hear, like even like right now, me talking, you're going to hear different words, right? You're going to hear, you're going to hear here, right? Or I'm going to hear this word. You're going to hear certain words that are going to stick out more than other people's words are going to stick out. You're going to hear resistance maybe first before I hear support. You're going to hear me say crack before I hear you, before I start talking. Certain key words are going to stick out to you. And so I want to replay and go over as much as that strategy or that play or that setup or whatever it is I'm going over as much as I can, as thorough as I can, as many different ways almost as I can, but essentially saying the same thing. That way you may get clippings of it and eventually it gets complete, right? So you get word 3, 10, 12, 14, 15, 17, 20. Now you're really listening, right? Well, you may have missed the first part of that. So let me go over it again. Now you're getting words 1, 2, 3, 4 to kind of, fill in what you didn't get 7 through 20 or whatever. Vice versa. Maybe you just got a lot going on and, or opposite, I should say that, where you're just filling the complete gap where it's like you're hearing 2, 4, 6, 8, right? You're hearing almost every other word, and then I've got to go back, and then you're hearing every other word to fill that gap, or those words that you may have missed. Just to me, always about mental. Excuse me. What are traders thinking? What are other people thinking just mentally right now? Did they process that? Did I say that too fast? Is this a setup that I need to maybe go over again because it is a little more in depth? So that way, if I go over it once, people are probably, especially as fast as I talk too, on top of all this, you may not get it in time or hear any of it. So I like being able to, and I think that's where, again, if I ever, and I'd love to do TED Talks, maybe be a professor one day or whatever it might be, maybe something for more side income, just like helping, talking to people. I love being able to talk, opening you up because, the relation confirmation, you're starting to realize what I'm saying is what you're feeling and you've been through maybe before or whatever it might be. That's going to open you up to be more of an open person. The more open I think any of us can be, and certain environments and times are better than others, right? You don't always have to be an open person, but there are times to be open. If you're wanting to learn and take on, say, stock trading, you need to be open-minded. You have to be open. You can't be a closed-minded person, and not accepting, what others are saying. Again, like I was saying earlier, like with Melissa, like, I've gotten most of what I need to know from other traders. Now I think over time I'll maybe get into that where I maybe follow a key person here and there, and I kind of do already. But again, because I don't want to take in too much information, it's just going to dissolve what I've already what my thought process may already be, which is what's very sound and I like it. And so I'll take in tids and bits across the way, and just learning from other traders. And a lot of that just comes back from mentally learning from other people, what they're thinking, what their thought process is and was. And that's what I did from the get-go, and started to do that with, say, Deck and the trades he would make, or other traders. Why did they take this trade? What was the thought process there? Was there an actual sound move, or was it just because of momentum? Just all that kind of stuff, just breaking it down, just being as technically, overall, as I always talk about, technically sound as you can be, and doing as much technical analysis overall. But yeah, again, back to the SPY. When I do options, same with, breaking it down, what to be looking for, what contracts to be trading. I appreciate it. Cali Kid, let's see, PCVX. Yeah, PCVX. Your thoughts on a short under $42 in the coming days? Love it, my man. Gorgeous right there. As soon as you said that, because I looked to the left at first, and then I was reading that and looked to the right, and I said, damn, let me look to the right, though, and actually notice this looks way better than the left. And yeah, you're right all over it. And you have the 13 EMA right there as well. Not a lot of room except for about 41.15-ish, 41 or so can hold it up. Then boom, you're cracking on down to, say, the $38-ish area, even possibly further over time. Like it. Like it. Also, SE. Currently shorting this 300 million float. Boy, that's a big daddy, Wilson. 63.99 is your entry. But a little bit of I would go trend line, really, is what this has more than anything. A lot of traders probably would got to notice these small little trends right there. And it's small, I know, almost looks like a shelf, but it is more of a trend line. When that cracks, you're good to go. You will crack back on down to the VWAP in this shelf right here, close to high of day from earlier in the day, where you're building up this resistance from right at the opening bell. Then after there, we built a squeeze pattern at around 61.50 or so. Engineer, what do you mean SPY tomorrow? What do you mean there? SPY today, tomorrow? What's your question there? What exactly is your question? What do you mean there, engineer? Ascension, I'm an overthinker, and you're good at preempting by explaining what you shouldn't be thinking about it either. So, yeah, exactly. I always try to do that. Process of elimination, always big on that. So I try to let you guys know what to avoid and just immediately not to worry about. Not think about this. Here's what we need to worry about, right? Even like when we're in a trade, or you guys get in a trade and maybe a stock pops back up. I could have seen this earlier. I'm sure a lot of traders, when I was in the Peggy trade and it was popping back up, and there were probably traders in chat. No, here we go. This was back to way earlier in the day. Forgot about this elongated shelf we've been in for the longest time channel. But we came and cracked immediately, and I'm sure a lot of traders were like, yes, AK's the man. Oh, shit, now we're popping back up, right? And so I'm sure a lot of traders were like, geez, what's going on here? That was getting a little sketchy. And I said, fret, don't worry. The trend line or whatever, I said VWAP's going to crack. I said VWAP's going to crack soon. I had a trend line too right there. VWAP's going to crack soon. Have a good feeling. We'll be fine. When that cracks, we're good to go. And I put good to go, but I put, or whatever, we're good, and I put God. I was like, oops, I didn't mean to put that. And then boom, right? So that just kind of comes back overall to really with, what to be looking for. Don't worry about, because a lot of traders would get up here, oh, I'm overthinking, I've got to cut out, and you cut out, and you cut out up top, close to where your entry was, and then boom, it comes, thinking it may squeeze on you at some point, and then it comes flying on down, and you could have been up so much, and you're going, son of a, telling you not to worry about, and just saying, here's a stop loss. Here's what we're doing, right? Stop loss, we're in, we're good. Boom, done, over. That's your thought process. Kind of like, oh shit, I cook burgers for a living. All of a sudden the grill's kind of just got a big flame. Take the burger off, you would, just handle it real, whatever your job would be, you handle it real quickly and move forward. It's not, call 911, it was a fire. It's not like you're freaking out and everything, you got a FBI's there and big investigation, and no, you're calling in the owner of the company and you want to sue them because there was a fire and you almost burnt your hand and your face. No, you didn't. Nothing happened. Just relax. Calm down. Let's see. Lan M made 2 mistakes. Let's see what's on spot past that. Let's see. Lan M made 2 mistakes. Oh, man. Lan M, baby boy. I've only had really one good alert, Lan M, and I said it was a 399. When that 399 area cracked, you were going to see some good movement, and which is crazy when that did crack. And maybe it was right before that started cracking, the alert came out, but the news came out about the missile strike. But that all boded well perfectly for it, unfortunately. Anyone that may have lost their life, condolences and sorry and yakety yak, don't talk back. That's terrible. I hate that. I hate war. I hate war. That's what, there's a hate, and I hate using the word hate. It's definitely war. I'm not a big fan of it. But boom, or just people dying. I'm not a big fan of that. People fighting sometimes over nonsense. But boom, then that's where you got your big crack. Until then, and then recently, 395, I alerted it for kind of an area of where we could crack back for, and really has been a good bounce play. So not that I alerted it for a long, I kind of was in a way saying, hey, if it cracks 395, we'll go to 393, and that really is your next maybe alert to have. If we ever do crack 395, we will see 393, so wait for that. But it ended up being a great bounce play off of 395 once and then twice as I alerted it down on the way earlier. Otherwise, just kind of wait. Do not try to force anything else. Revenge trade and get that back real quickly. There's not a pure good setup overall, in my opinion, to say, here I go, I can make some money here. Paula, can you please look at PDSB? What do you want here? What do we got here? PDS, can I type? PDSB, can I put the S before the B? Mr. Roller Coaster, here are we today. I like it. It's roller coaster play. It's like, and then you're like, woo. So watch for another, coming up next when you go down the trend line crack. So trend line crack, trend line to VWAP crack, Paula would be your money cake sauce right here. This is exactly what I love. Just love trend line or shelf to VWAP crack. It's like an mega nice pizza pie. It's very good stuff. So this would be your short opportunity right here. I think you're usually liking to go short, Paula. I'm guessing that's what you want to do. And this is what I would say to do. Now, if you want to get that trend line in a little bit tighter, you can as well. Wherever you want to put it in at to get your trade in, I would at least get your one of the trends right here. I know you're not on here, and you can you essentially can get it tighter, right? You can get it right up in here, where now you're on these, and now you're on these candles, but you're kind of messing up these candles, right? I just make sure that I'm safe, and I'm going to go to the bottom of this little stretch right here, and know that when we crack that in the VWAP, we're good down to 765 to 760. We crack that. Good down to 750-ish area or so, possibly down to 740. You got that Cali Kid. Did you get that about PCVX and SE? Ascension, you good? Paula, you good there with PDS being what to be looking for? The trend line crack right there. Paula. There's Love Chip coming in here, baby boy. Love Chip, how much money did you make earlier? That's what I was asking. I know you've been out and about. Love Chip, you made some money this morning on Peggy Sue? I love when you trade with me. I love when you guys get some trades in with me. So Peggy Sue, yeah, I have SatX on watch. It's been on watch for me as well. SatX still kind of doing its thing today. Up so far 180%. A little bit of a fun play to look at. Slugger, I appreciate it. That was the one that I appreciate it, Slugger. And I know I talk a lot. That's the one thing too that I know you probably had more questions, and a lot of traders do. I talk quite a bit, I know, and take up probably a little more time, unfortunately, than necessary in those sessions doing that. So I'm very sorry that I may take up a little bit more time talking a little bit more so, but I do really want to make sure I get that point completely clear and through when you ask questions in those sessions. And that's why, again, and I'll go longer. That's why we went for about $1.20 or so, however long we went. You got it, Paula. Awesome, Paula. Yeah, SADX had a little fun move right there, right? SADX, if you're interested, team, I would say watch for a bounce play back down around $30 to $28.75. The $28.75, like the $8.75 rule, $28.75. The VWAP, right? $30. That's your safe area. Risky traders are going to come in somewhere around 32. Some are going to come in around 35. The other trade to be had would be just clear out over high of day. A high of day clear out over 40. You're going to see another good pop up. You got it, Cali Kid. Awesome. All right, team. Questions? Any last questions, comments, concerns? Another appreciated. That's why I said Slugger. We'll do more. And that's why I went a little bit longer, but we can always do more, boss. Always down to do more with you for sure. Any last questions, comments, concerns you have? And again, that's over at primetradinginvestments.com. So if you are looking to do any sort of one-on-ones with me, there's the two different links. The first one's going to take you to the website itself. The second one's going to be for plans and pricing where you can get multiple if you want to book more than just one. I love helping you guys out. Again, if it's questions, comments, concerns, you want to dive into trades, you want to go over trades. Usually, again, that first one, I'm asking you a few questions to get to know you and your trading journey, and then you're asking me a lot of questions, and that's usually how the first one goes. So, and it flies by. It's all done through Zoom. It's an hour long, although usually I go over an hour. Today's sessions, all of them I went over just a little bit. Just to make sure they get, and I don't care. I'm not stopping them and saying, hey, and I don't do that. I promise you. I was like in chat, I'm not rude and say, nah, I'm out of here. Bye. Stop stream. Over. Out of here. But there's my website, Prime Trading Investments. Come over, do some one-on-ones with me, team. I absolutely love doing them with you. And again, there is my Instagram and YouTube. So go over to my YouTube. Any lessons you want, anything I've ever gone over chat, any of my strategies or styles that I talk about, go over to that YouTube link and click on it, hit subscribe, go through all those videos and watch them. You know me, I like to talk. I will wrap my way through and wrap my fingers around you and heads around. You will be wrapped and immersed in whatever I'm going over. You know what I mean? I don't just, again, go over, especially in those lessons that I upload, I am diving in them and going over them once, twice, 3 times sometimes, so that way you can understand and see what I'm talking about. Just like earlier, creating and sticking to your stop loss, creating and sticking to your targets. All those lessons and more are over there. Again, kind of trying to give you my mental and psychological input while I'm giving you those lessons. My point, a lot of them are 20, 30, 40 minutes long. So go over there and watch lessons if you need some help. Right? You like that one, Alex? I got a little lost in the words right there. But hey, I'm going to wrap you up and wrap around you and give you a little bit of loving if you know what I'm talking about, babies. I'm telling you, if we had the AK47 Tradecaster, what would it be? Stock trading dictionary, right? Glossary, however you'd want to word it. You'd be going through there and you'd be like, oh yeah, I've heard this one before. I forgot. What does this term mean again? Got a lot of different ones. Alex Vaughn, though, Slugger, Cali Kid, Melissa, Paula, Lanham, Love Chip, Engineer, Cali Kid, again, everyone, thank you for coming over. Hiya! Vegeta. I'll be back tomorrow morning. Probably a lot like this morning. I'll get my stream up. I don't have any sessions tomorrow. I get to see my wife for one night today into tomorrow. So maybe tonight, since I'll put me that she leaves me again until Thanksgiving because I'm just busy, super hard working, badass wife of mine. But I can't wait till the day she's done traveling so much. Comes home tonight. So I'll probably be spending some time with her. And so tomorrow, it may be a little, not right at the opening bell, you see my lobby up, but I promise you, as soon as I get in a chat, you're going to see nonstop alerts. You're going to make sure to be, following me, get the alerts or whatever it is, emails that when I go live, because I will get my lobby up to alert in both lobbies again tomorrow. I just may not be in right at the opening bell tomorrow morning. You know me, I like to be open, honest, and super transparent pretty much about everything. Found a present for, yeah, exactly, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. You should literally, Alex Vaughn, that would be hilarious if you literally, sent, if you could really send something like that. Hey, I got you a present. Even if it was just a stuffed animal, so we opened it up and like, here's a new pack member. Oh, that'd be awesome. VA Stacks. Yeah, now be right. VA Stacks, CR Trader. If any of you guys are ever in the background, you know, I love you guys showing up at the very end, giving me the owls, the bangerangs, the love. So anytime I know a lot of you guys are just chilling in the background, you don't alert, you're just back there chilling, I truly still appreciate you. So I know if I don't call out your name, I'll call out your name if you alert something, baby boys and girls. But if not, don't worry, I still love you and appreciate you, even if you're just back there listening in the background, 100%. CRT, Spy Breaking 399. I honestly don't think it does here. I think we get up to 399, and like we just did, I think it becomes a good fail zone and a good short opportunity for the movement back down. I think we just saw a crazy overreaction move earlier, and the fact that we did pop back up, now we could see some movement in the SPY for the rest of the day. You know, we've moved so much there. That $3-4 collapse, really $4 almost really in the end, right? That was a $4 collapse. You're going to see some movement, in my opinion, on the SPY, and I think we build a new channel between 395, somewhere around 395-ish or so. It could just come down to 396s in that 399 area. I don't think we pop back through. Now, we could, but man, that just shows you how strong, and then it goes back to what me and Melissa were talking about. You know, as much as traders, you know, I'm telling you, they want the SPY at 550. You know, they want the SPY at 700. SADX, yeah, and I got SADX on watch, new high of day team. This is the main other stock to keep your eye on. Otherwise, it is a very sad day in the stock market. Otherwise, you know, it's your penny stock plays would be like, I know these have moved earlier stocks, so these all moved with the SPY, but now they come right back up. I told you, like I talked about, you'd be one happy, lucky man if you got back. You didn't get that. You got close to getting down to this 1940, 1935 area. Now the SPY's back up. Now these probably most likely channel out to the right the rest of the day with the SPY. With, again, the only thing that's not running with the SPY, I don't see any of these other tickers doing anything else besides maybe, again, SADX. This is probably the only ticker for the rest of the day that actually sees getting some sort of big momentum or movement down or up. Excuse me. I'm telling you, recently with this weather change, I get this every year with the throats. Sorry, team, a lot of coughing today. And more like coughing, more like itching of the throat when I do that kind of, because my throat is itching. Need to get me some lemon water. More. I'm almost out. Need some more and some hot, fresh tea with some honey and lemon. Oh my gosh, I love that at night. Not at, I mean, like, like I go to bed. Well, I get me a warm glass of milk every night I go to dinner, team. I love the warm glass of milk. No, I'm not like a little kid. I'm just saying when I have this throat, it feels good. The itchy throat, a good warm glass of tea with some honey and lemon at night. Oh man, get you when it's all cold outside. Drink that hot tea, like some cider. Be right, me at work in the background listening. Exactly, I love it. All right, team. Lost boys, lost girls. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you for coming on over today. Again, stream up this morning. Alerted Peggy, alerted QH. Told you to get in with the shorts with me. Killed both of those trades. We'll look for more trades tomorrow. Until then, probably going to step back for the rest of the day. I'll keep my lobby up and rolling for just a little while. But we'll probably shut it down here in the next hour and a half whenever Deck starts his afternoon commentary, being that I know you'll have Deck and his scanners and everything else for the rest of the day. Lost boys, lost girls, see you all back here tomorrow for some more commentary. And here's an old one. What's going to be tomorrow's flavor of the week? Taking it back to like 2005 or 6 right here. I bet Alex Vaughn, you're right here with Alex Vaughn. Used to jam this one out just like I did. Lost boys, lost girls, see you all back here tomorrow. Until then, let's get it. In 3, 2, 1, Bigger!
She'll wash her hair, his dirty clothes are all he gives to her. And he's got posters on the wall of all the girls he wished she was. And he means everything to her. Her boyfriend, he don't know anything about her. He's too stoned. Nintendo, I wish that I could make her see. She's just the flavor of the week. It's Friday night and she's all alone. He's a million miles away. She's dressed to kill, but the TV's on. He's connected to the sound, and he's got pictures on the wall of all the girls he's loved before. boyfriend, he don't know anything about her. He's too stoned, he's too stoned, he's too stoned, he's too stoned. Her boyfriend, he don't know anything about her. He's too stoned. Nintendo, I wish that I could make her see. She's just the flavor of the week. Yeah, she's the flavor of the week. She makes me weak.
Let's go.
on your body, performing just like my Rari. You're too fine, need a ticket. I bet you taste expensive. Pouring up out a leader. You keeping up, you should keep it. Tequila and vodka, girl, you might be a problem. Run away, run away, run away, run away. I know that I should, but my heart wanna stay, wanna stay, wanna stay, wanna stay now. You can see it in my eyes that I wanna take it down right now if I could. So I hope you know what I mean when I say, let me take you dancing. Two-step to the bedroom. We don't need no dance floor. Let me see your best move. Anything could happen. Ever since I met you, no need to imagine. Baby, all I'm asking is let me take you dancing.
Like da 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 da.
Take you dancing.
Toby.
Dancing.
has become the day they're sending you far away, so, so far away. When everything starts to fade, you don't have to be afraid. No, you don't have to be afraid. Take my hand and get your hands up.
Everybody say,
Toby in the mix.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Mama, please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. Friends keep telling me to leave this. Let's get down to business.
What you gonna do with all that junk inside that trunk?
I'ma get you drunk, get you love drunk off my hump. My hump, my hump, my hump, my hump, my hump. My hump, my hump, my hump, my lovely little lumps. Check it out.
Let's get down
is Toby Music.
This beat so fresh, I'ma go like. Come back.
Mama said that it was okay. Mama said that it was fine, alright. Our kind of people had a bed for the night, and it was okay. Mama told us we were good kids, and Daddy told us never listen to the ones like the nasty fingers and making fun, cause we were good kids.
We going back in time.
Everybody now, let me see your hands up. Everybody now, let me see your hands up. Everybody now, let me see your hands up. Right now, hands up, hands up. Everybody now, let me see your hands up. Everybody now, let me see your hands up. Everybody. Time to get off of the ground. Up in the dance and bust that skank like. Bill up, then boogie to the one jam. Up in the dance and bust that skank like.
Like me, can you please remind me? Fall so hard, this shit crazy. Y'all don't know that don't shit fade. Let's go over 82 when I look at you like this shit crazy. Fall so hard, motherfuckers wanna find me. That shit crazy.
Up in the dance and bust that skank like.
That shit crazy. Motherfuckers wanna find me. That shit crazy. That shit crazy. That shit crazy. Fall so hard, 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 fall so hard. Fall so hard, motherfuckers wanna find me. Fall so hard, motherfuckers wanna find me. First niggas gotta find me. What's 50 grand to a motherfucker like me? Can you please remind me? Fall so hard, this shit crazy. Y'all don't know that don't shit phase. And as we go, over 82 when I look at you like this shit crazy. Fall so hard, motherfuckers wanna find me. That shit crazy. That shit crazy. That shit crazy. Motherfuckers wanna find me. That shit crazy. That shit crazy. That shit crazy. Fall so hard, 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 fall so hard. Fall so hard, motherfuckers wanna find me.
for this? Y'all ready 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 for this?
I need the high, throw that to the side. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. When you're not around, when you throw that to the side.
Y'all ready for
Fratello,
this?
l'accendiamo grande, anzi gigante, non sento le gambe. Fratello, l'accendiamo grande, attenti alle guardie, stai fermo un istante.
I get those goosebumps every time. I get those goosebumps every time. I get those goosebumps every time. I get those goosebumps every time.
Trying to creep a little sneak peek.
Let's rage.
And here you were gonna come to me. And here you are, but you better choose carefully. 'Cause I'm capable of anything, and everything. Make me your Aphrodite, make me your one and only. Don't make me your enemy, your enemy, your enemy. So you wanna play with magic? Boy, you should know what you're falling for. Baby, do you dare to do this? 'Cause I'm coming at you like a dark horse. Are you ready for a perfect storm, a perfect storm? 'Cause what's your mind, what's your mind?
There's no going back.
Know the day bleeds into nightfall. Do you know he is to get me through it all? I let my guard down and then you pulled the rug. I was getting kinda used to being someone you love. I'm going under in this time. I feel there's no one to turn to. This all and nothing way of loving, gonna be sleeping without you. I need somebody to know, somebody to hear, somebody to care, just to know how it feels. It's easy to say, it's easy to say, it's easy to say, it's easy to say.
I want you. I know you want me. You know I want you. I know you want me. You know I want you. I know you want me. You know I want you. Rumba, sí, ella quiere su rumba, go. Rumba, sí, ella quiere su rumba, go. Si es verdad que tú eres guapa, yo te voy a poner gozar. Tú tienes la boca grande, dale, ponte a jugar. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Drop top, how we rolling down on calling South Beach. Yeah, look like Kelly rolling, this might be my destiny. She want me to eat it, I guess then it's on me. I got you, know I got the sauce like a fucking recipe. She just wanna do it for the grand. She just want this money in my hand. I'ma give it to her when she dance, dance, dance. She gon' catch a Uber out the Calabasas. She said she too young, don't want no man. So she gon' call her friends, now that's a plan. I just ordered sushi from Japan. Now your bitch wanna kick it, Jackie Chan. She said she too young, don't want no man. So she gon' call her friends, now that's a plan. I just ordered sushi from Japan. Now your bitch wanna kick it, Jackie Chan.
me since I hit the top. Hey, this a rolling, not a stop. Watch shit don't never stop. This the flow that got the block hot. Shit got super hot. Hey, give me my respect. Give me my respect. I just took it left like on ambidex. Bitch, I moved through London with the Euro steps. Got a sneaker deal and I ain't break a sweat. Catch me cause I'm gone. Out of there, I'm gone. How I go from 6 to 23 like I'm LeBron. Serving up a pack. Serving up a pack. Niggas pulling gimmicks cause they scared to rap. Ay. Funny how they shook. Ay. Got these niggas shook. Pulling back the curtain by myself. Take a look. 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 Take a look.
a shooting star I see, a vision of ecstasy. When you hold me, I'm alive.
Toby in the mix.
I was into you, but I'm over it now. And I was trying to be nice, but nothing's getting through. So let me spell it out. A, B, C, D, E, F. You and your mom and your sister and your job and your Craigslist couch and the way your voice sounds. Fuck you and your friends that I'll never see again. Everybody but your dog, you can all fuck off. Fuck you and your mom and your sister and your job and your broke ass car and that shit you call art. Fuck you and your friends that I'll never see again. Everybody but your dog, you can all fuck off. Na 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 na. A B C D E F. Na 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 na. A B C D E F.
Walking the streets with you in your worn out jeans. I can't help thinking this is how it ought to be. Laughing on a park bench, thinking to myself, hey, isn't this easy? And you've got a smile that could light up this whole town. I haven't seen it in a while since she brought you down. You say you're fine, I know you better than that. Hey, what you doing with a girl like that?